going on, guys? It's your girl, Mikkel Rose, and welcome to Iconix Radio. This is going to be an amazing interview today. We have an awesome singer, songwriter, performing artist. Like, she's living her best life doing what she does best. Miss Rebel Ray is in the building. How you feeling, Rebel?
Oh, hello. I'm feeling great.
All right, all right. It's so good to have you. Such a pleasure to be here in Iconix Radio talking to you. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling energized. I'm feeling refreshed.
Yes, yes. I love it. Your music is very authentic. It's very sweet and sensual. It definitely sets the atmosphere, depending on what you like, right? Let's talk about your sound. How do you describe your sound?
I would describe it as cinematic. It's meant for exactly what you say. I want to hit every vibe, every category.
I love that. I love that. Is there a specific artist that influences you, or artist that influences you?
There's definitely multiple artists. I like to dip back into older artists. So a lot of artists from the 1970s are my bread and butter, and the late 60s. Yeah. And then, of course, all of the artists from the early 90s, early 2000s.
I love it. I love it. Is there anybody that you're listening to right now that you can compare yourself to?
No, but there is somebody. I've been listening to a lot of Otis Redding lately, and a lot of and a lot of Etta James, and then a lot of jazz.
Oh, sweet. That's a lot of diversity, but some good music going on. Who do you feel in this day and age right now is definitely bringing something that you are bringing to the table? Because your vocals are crazy. Like, is there anybody out there right now that you can kind of say, oh, you know what, they kind of got the same little vibe as me?
No, not really. Good. Yeah. I do come from just an authentic place of being me. So I don't really see myself out there. Obviously, there's elements of other people, always, comparisons, but no, I do not. I cannot compare myself to anybody.
I love that. I love that because I think a lot of times, especially in this day and age, you have a lot of artists that are trying to find somebody that they sound like, or they're sounding like the next person. You can't really find authentic artists such as yourself. And that's really why I asked that, because when I first heard one of the singles that you have that's out right now, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute, your new single that's like blowing up really quick, Macy Grace. Macy Gray, you kind of got that little airy, smooth sounding, sensual voice. How did you get there? Is it something that were you trained vocally, or did you grow up in church, singing group?
I have been trained vocally, but I didn't necessarily grow up being trained vocally.
Okay.
I didn't sing in a church. No, I would consider myself self-trained, honestly. And I think that's how you get my voice. It hasn't been carved out in a specific setting, which is, you can't really place it. Though I will take your Macy Gray comparison happily. And I don't know, I have to look into how Macy Gray got her voice. But for me, yeah, it's just been opening my mouth and seeing what comes out. But eventually I did have to train it up. I did have to train it out.
I love it. I love your spirit. I love how laid back and I love the energy that you definitely deliver. Let's talk about a good day. What's a good day for you?
A good day for me is waking up early. I like to wake up around 5 a.m.
Girl. Okay.
And then I really base my schedule, my day, on the day I have ahead, or the day I want to create. Okay. So it can easily involve going to the gym, and it can easily involve vocal training. It depends if I'm in the studio or if I'm not in the studio that day.
Yeah.
And honestly, a perfect day just involves movement,
I
just
love
involves doing something with my day. And I always love a day that I write a song. So that's definitely somewhere in the perfect day calculate.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Speaking of writing, how do you describe your writing style? Like, how do you write your music? I know, for example, like for me, for example, I have to hear a beat. Like, the track talks to me. Jay-Z is, pretty much the same. He, expressed in one of his interviews that that's how he writes. He listens to the track and it talks to him. Every artist is different, in how they create their music. What's your writing style? How do you create your music?
I definitely have a diverse way of creating.
Nice.
Send me a track, I will write a song to it.
Yeah.
But I would say my bread and butter is definitely in a cappella writing. I just write as it comes to my head, which just leaves it open so I can create under any scenarios. So I'm that artist at a party who's like whispering into her voice memos because
No, I love it.
just because it's very much every song I write comes from experience. So I capture my experiences by creating songs about them.
Nice.
So I would definitely say my writing style is a cappella.
I love it. I love it. Performing wise, because I know that you out here in these streets, you booked and you busy, you definitely getting the shows going. I heard you mention earlier, somewhat of tours. So what is it like to see you on stage or Rebel Ray? What should people expect when they come to a show?
I have high energy. The mic is live, the mic is hot.
Let's
Live.
go.
I really like interacting with my crowds, talking to them. I don't know if they do, but I fancy myself a bit of a comedian, so you'll probably laugh a little bit. But overall, we're just going to be enjoying ourselves, taking in music together.
I love it. I love it. Let's talk about you growing up, because music obviously is something that you love. How long have you been doing music?
I've been doing music all my life.
Okay.
Definitely. I played a lot of instruments when I was growing up, and music was just part of my household, part of my environment. So yeah, music all around. Music was part of my city. So just surrounded by music, I would say.
Speaking of, where are you from, born and raised?
I'm born and raised in DC, DMV.
Yeah.
That is the city that raised me.
Yes. I think when you hear about you hear DC, you hear Baltimore, you go down to the boogie, the doing the but the old school. Yeah. Um is there anybody that you've listened to growing up that kind of represents your hometown?
I think we all listen to Chuck Berry, like Chuck
Period.
Berry. Yeah, that's the radio stations. Doing the hump in DC definitely goes to go-go music. So
Yes.
you have all of the go-go bands, all of the go-go houses.
Yes.
That's definitely the sound of the city.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, who do you inspire to work with in the near future?
I don't know. I'm willing to be surprised,
Okay.
honestly. I'm willing to be surprised. You have a lot of resurgence right now, a lot of people dipping back into the pool of
Yeah.
artists from the early 90s, late 90s.
Yeah.
So, I'll get in where I fit in, but I would love to work with an icon. So I'm not going to name ones because I don't want the other ones getting offended. But
She didn't pick me. She didn't pick me. No,
yeah,
I got.
no controversy. But throw an icon at me. I would love that.
I love that. I love the fact that you said an icon, because I got a chance to read up on the singles, because they all writing about you in these streets as well. Lauryn Hill is also one of your influences. Let's talk about that, because I think that Lauryn Hill's music is definitely timeless, which is also in comparison to your new single that's out. We're about to hit on that in just a moment. Lauryn Hill. as I said, is one of your influences that's listed. How do you kind of compare yourself to Lauryn Hill? Like, what kind of, is it the flow? Is it the way that she performs? How do you compare yourself with her?
No, I wouldn't compare myself to Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
I think Lauryn Hill should be in everybody's top 10 if you're a modern artist.
So true.
She is definitely one of the first female artists I can think of who is mixing hip hop with soul singing. And so I guess in that respect, she kind of infiltrates everybody's music, but my music specifically, definitely the freedom to experiment. That's what I would say Lawrence brought to it, and definitely brought to me listening to her old stuff. She was just so experimental, so unboxed.
I love it. I love it. Speaking of unboxed, Miss Rebel Ray, let's talk about your single. Let's talk about your new single out right now. What is the name of the single and what is it about?
The new single is called Layover, and I wrote it about long distance relationships, experiencing them, witnessing them, and how you get through them, getting to the other side.
Nice, nice. The video is off the chain. I absolutely love it. I adore it. You know, we're here in the South, so we don't have like trains and buses like that. So I was like, is that a subway or is that a train? Because this is a long ride. What was that in the video? Was that a subway? What was that?
Right. There's no subways in. Is there subways in Houston?
Good.
No, there's not subways. So it was technically the Tube because we shot the video in London. So we were in London, they call it the Tube. So we were on the London Tube. We shot it on a plane that was flying from Bordeaux to Gatwick. So
you literally lived the song Layover, basically.
Yeah, that's why the video, I think so many people are relating to it, because we really tried to deliver actually the environment the song was created in. Wow. So it was definitely a mimicking real life situation for the video. Yeah. So yes, you do have planes. You also do have a train in France. And then you have the London Tube. We had a lot of transportation in this video. We have a London taxi. I think we had like a French Uber.
Wow.
But it was truly me and my friend traveling, shooting this video together.
Wow.
And the atmosphere song was created.
Great job. I think the video is captivating, very captivating. The song is so beautiful. And it definitely spoke to me, because when I heard, I was like, man, that sounds like a real nice Macy Gray. And I looked, and your hair is beautiful. You delivered, honey. Delivered. So job well done.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Speaking of team, I know you mentioned your best friend. Let's talk about team, because no artist can do anything in this industry without the team, without somebody being there to assist, right? Get to that next level. Speaking of team, Richard Dean Barty and Grunge Cake. Man, let's talk about it. How has it been working with Grunge Cake?
It's been a great experience. I met them through the people I'm signed to.
Nice.
Met Richard Dean through the people I was signed to recently in New York. And yeah, no complaints. It's been a fun ride.
Period. I think it's very important for artists to always have a good foundation, and what you're building your career off of the foundation, your entire team. Congratulations on everything that you've achieved and that you're going to achieve in the near future.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Before we get ready to get up out of here, I definitely would like for the listeners to know, where can they find you? Where can they go and stream your music and things of that nature?
Of course. So as you heard, I'm Rebel Ray. You can find me on Instagram at Rebel Ray Music, Twitter at Miss Rebel Ray. You can Google Rebel Ray if you need more places to find me. You can find me on Spotify at Rebel Ray, Apple Music at Rebel Ray, Tidal at Rebel Ray. That's RAE. Some people get that part. And check out my new single, Layover.
Perfect, guys. The one and only, the beautiful Rebel Ray is here. Now, before we go, is there any words of encouragement that you would like to give to the youth or anybody that's listening to you right now? Because you've been in the game, putting in the work, sis. So what words of encouragement would you like for them to listen to and know?
For sure. I'll tell you what I just learned, which is pivot. If you feel that you are on the right path, but something's not working, don't give up, pivot, go back to the drawing board, draw new lines, and keep going.
I think life is just that simple when you're a Rebel Ray. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, beautiful. I just want to say thank you so much. I love your music. Layover is absolutely amazing. If you're not familiar with Rebel Ray, get more familiar with her. She's an amazing artist. It's been a pleasure to sit here and talk to you, beautiful. Keep going, don't stop, because you definitely like star status. That Icon collaboration is on the way. It's on the way, all right?
Thank you, yes. Put it into the atmosphere for me.
Period. You better believe it. Guys, it's your girl, Mikhail Rose, with the one and only beautiful Rebel Ray. Thank you so much for coming on, and we will see you guys next time. It's Mikhail Rose, Izzy